and welcome back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel. You can find all of the links to my various social media platforms in the description box below, as well as the places where you can purchase my knit and crochet patterns. I also have a blog that you can check out that is linked in the description box below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you took a moment to subscribe to my channel, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can know each and every time I upload a video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to talk about this brand new pattern with you guys. This is the Blips of Fall Cowl, and I just love this pattern so much. I'm so thrilled with how it turned out, and I cannot wait to talk with you guys about it. So, a little bit about this cowl. It is constructed by knitting a tube. So you cast on a certain amount of stitches and knit until it reaches the length that you want your cowl to be, and then you simply bind off and sew the two ends together to make it form a connected loop. You can do a little twist like I did in yours, or you can leave it out. It's super easy, and I show you how to do it later in this video. But first, let me talk a little bit about the yarn that I used. So this is Knit Picks Chroma Twist Bulky. The gray is called Wednesday. And this beautiful variegated, I believe, is called Vermont. Here are my scrap balls if you would like to see them in person. I just love these colors so much. I think they go so beautifully together. And yeah, I just absolutely love them. So this stitch pattern is very unique, and while I absolutely love it, it can be just a little bit tricky. So I have taken the time to show you how to work the 12 round repeat, which I'm going to show you how to do right now. Alrighty guys, so what I'm going to do is walk you through rounds 1 through 12, and that is our complete repeat. So all we're going to do is work through these 12 rounds, and then you will just repeat these 12 rounds for a total of 13 times to reach the correct length of your cowl. So we're going to start off with round 1. And we're going to use color 1, which in my case is this gray, and we're simply going to knit all of our stitches. Alrighty, so for round 2, we're going to slip our marker, and then we are going to slip 2 stitches. So what I'm going to do is pick up my contrasting color, my color 2, and I'm only going to hold this color for the duration of round 2. So we're going to start off by slipping 2 stitches. Remember to only slip these stitches purlwise. So I'm slipping 1, I'm slipping 2, and then I'm knitting 2 stitches using the second color, and now I am slipping 3 and knitting 2, and I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. Slipping 3, knitting 2, slipping 3, knitting 2. And I'm going to keep doing this repeat all the way around the circumference of my cowl. Slip 3, knit 2, slip 3, knit 2, and then for the last time, slip 3 and knit 2, and then we're just going to slip this last stitch. So I'm just going to slip it, and then I'm going to slip my marker and start round 3. So we're going to drop the second color and pick back up the first color, always from the back. Always pick up your colors from the back. We're going to knit 2, and slip 2. Then we're going to start our repeat. We're going to knit 3 and slip 2. Knit 3, slip 2. And we're just going to do this all the way around. Knit 3, slip 2, knit 3, slip 2, knit 3, slip 2. I apologize for all of these movements. I am on the last repeat of my cowl, so it's pretty long, so I have to untwist it of a few stitches. Knit 3, slip 2. And remember, we are only slipping stitches purlwise with the yarn in the back. Okay, I'm slipping these last 2 contrast stitches, and then I will knit this last stitch. Maybe. There we go. Alrighty, now we're going to pick up our contrast color again, our color 2. We're going to slip 2 stitches with the yarn in the back. Then we're going to bring our yarn to the front, purl 2, move our yarn back to the back, slip 3, and repeat. Yarn in front, purl 2, yarn in back, slip 3. Yarn in front, purl 2, yarn in back, slip 3. We want to be sure to always move our yarn back to the back when we're slipping stitches, because we don't want that contrast color to show on the front except for those little purl bumps. That's the look that we're going for. So again, we slip 3, purl 2. Oh, missed that purl there. There we go. Slip 3, purl 2. Once you get into this pattern, it's really rhythmic, and you'll be able to kind of see what you're doing just based on looking at your knitting. But I wanted to provide this visual aid for those of you who haven't done this technique before, because it is very unique. It's not quite farewell, it's not quite mosaic knitting, it's kind of in between, but I really, really like it. And I hope that you guys enjoy knitting it. Okay, last time, slip 3, purl 2, and then we're just going to slip this last stitch. Alrighty, rounds 5 through 7 are super simple. All we're going to do is knit all of the stitches on the needles using C1. So I'm just going to knit all of these stitches, and I will meet you back when I am done with round 7. Alrighty, so I have just finished round 7, and now I'm going to slip my marker and start round 8. So to start round 8, we're going to pick up our color 2. We're going to knit this first stitch using color 2, and slip 4. And we're going to do that all the way around. So knit 1, slip 4, knit 1, slip 4. My needle is a little bit unscrewed there. There we go. I did not use the key to tighten my interchangeable needle, so it's a little bit loose. That's okay. Alright, slip 4, knit 1, slip 4, knit 1, slip 4, knit 1, last time. We're going to slip 4, knit 1, and then slip these last 4 stitches. Now for round 9, we're going to pick up our color 1 again. We're going to slip this first stitch and knit 4. Slip 1, knit 4, slip 1, knit 4, slip 1, knit 4, all the way around. Super simple. Slip 1, knit 4, and last time. There we go. And now we are going to pick back up our color 2. Oh, so this has happened to me quite a few times, and I'm glad that it happened right now because I want to show you that it's okay and how to fix it. So oftentimes when we slip that last stitch on the row before, it will move itself over our marker. This has happened to me a couple of times. So in order to fix that, you simply just knit that last stitch. Take off your marker, knit that last stitch, and slip it back. Just know that when you should be going into this next row, your first stitch should be in color 2. So kind of keep that in mind and be sure to watch out for that. It's happened a couple times. It's totally okay. It just happens with the pattern sometimes, but it is definitely something that you would want to watch out for. Alrighty, now we're going to start our next row. We're going to purl 1 and slip 4. So now we're just creating these little purl bumps with these stitches once again. Purl 1, slip 4. Oh, goodness, I dropped that stitch. There we go. Slip 4. We're just going to repeat this all the way around. Slip these last 4. Alrighty, now for rows 11 and 12, we are just going to knit. So I'm going to bring back up that contrast, or that color 1, and we're just going to knit these last 2 rows. Knit all the stitches. Alrighty, and there we go. So that is rows 11 and 12. Now you have completed your 12 rounds, and that is one repeat. So now you're going to go back and do all of those 12 rounds 12 more times for a total of 13 repeats. If you want to make your cowl longer, you can do more repeats. If you want it to be shorter, you can do less. So go finish all your repeats and then meet me back here, and I will show you how to bind off and seam your cowl together. So I hope that was helpful for you. I know that it can be a little bit confusing at times, all of those slips and just being sure you do it correctly, but trust me, it's so much easier than it first appears, and once you get through a couple repeats, you'll have how to memorize, and it'll be super simple. So I hope that you enjoy knitting it. And now I'm going to show you how I grafted my two ends together. Spoiler, it's super simple, but I know a visual is helpful, so let's watch that real quick. Alrighty, so now that we have finished all of our repeats, we are ready to bind off our cowl. The first thing we're going to do is cut our color 2. So I'm just going to snip it. You can weave this in if you would like it to be more secure. What I'm going to do is just make sure that it's pulled tightly so that this last pull up is nice and secure. I'm going to tie a little knot close to the fabric, just a simple overhand knot, just like that. And then I'm just going to tuck it in. That's it. Because this is going to be a tube cowl, there's really no reason to weave in our ends. So I'm just going to leave it inside, just like that. Alrighty, so now I have removed my beginning of round marker, and I'm simply going to bind off these stitches. So I'm going to knit 2, and then bring the first stitch that I knit over the second. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'm going to knit another stitch, pull my first stitch over the second. I'm going to repeat this all the way around the circumference of my cowl. And then once we get to the end, we will seam the two ends of our cowl together. Alrighty, so I have finished binding off all of my stitches, and now I'm just going to join this to make this little seam neater. I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch that I bound off, like so, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then I'm just going to bring the first loop over the second, just like that. I'm going to take out my needle and cut this yarn. You want to leave a good tail so that you have enough to whip stitch your ends together. And then I'm just going to pull through that loop. Okay, so here's our cowl. I'm going to tuck these ends on the other side in. Again, it's not necessary to weave them in unless you want to. Okay, so here's what our cowl looks like. Now I'm going to add a little twist to mine because I really like the look that that brings. However, you can completely omit this step if you would prefer. It is totally your personal choice. You can do whatever you want. So if you do want to do the twist, all I'm going to do, I know it's a little bit hard to see it in this frame, but I'm just going to give it a twist by taking the right side, bringing this top right corner, and making it the bottom right corner. So we just have one twist, just like so. I'm going to make sure it's nice and neat how I want it, and I think it is. So now I'm ready to seam. I'm going to get my tapestry needle, and thread my yarn. And I'm going to bring these two ends together. Now, because I did my twist, I want to make sure that I maintain that twist all the way around. So be sure to keep that in mind. I'm actually going to do it, let's see here. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to start sewing now, just so that I can start up here at the bottom. Okay, so I have my yarn threaded. I'm going to insert my hook into this first stitch here and into the corresponding stitch. It doesn't have to be super exact on the cast on. Going through just 2 layers, the first layer of the half that's closest to me, and then the first layer of the half that is furthest from me. I guess the furthest layer. I know that's a little bit confusing. So what I'm doing is I'm seaming all the way around, and I'm going to seam these two layers, so technically the back layer of the first half of the cowl, and then I'm going to work all the way around. It'll make more sense as we keep working. It's kind of something that you just have to get in your hands and feel, and then it'll make total sense. Okay, so I'm just going to whip stitch these ends together. I'm doing 1 stitch at a time so that it can line up as best as possible. And there we go. So I'm going to speed this up and seam all the way around my cowl. Okay, so I have seamed all the way around my cowl, and now I'm just going to sew one more little stitch here for extra security, and then I'm going to tuck this tail into my cowl, just like so. And I'm going to cut it. A little bit off camera there, sorry about that. And there we go. So that's what our cowl looks like. Now let's just kind of even it out just a little bit. And there we go. And that's all there is to it, to knitting this cowl. I hope those 2 little tutorials were helpful for you and that they make the process a little bit easier. Know that the pattern is written as thoroughly as I could possibly make it, so the tutorial might not be exactly what you need. You might just need the written pattern, and if you do, that is perfectly okay, but I wanted to make both options available to you. You can find the links to my Ravelry and Etsy shop where you can purchase this pattern, link in the description box below. If you use the code FALL, all lowercase, F-A-L-L, you can download this pattern for free for a limited time only, so be sure to head over there and do it. I hope that you are as excited about this pattern as I am and that you enjoy knitting it. Don't forget to tag me in all of your posts once it's done and upload your project to Ravelry. It really helps me out. I hope that you love this pattern. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Bye!